Urgent, America's team fan! Look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Cowboys learn of new trade asking price on DK Metcalf D. K. Metcalf has requested a trade from the Seattle Seahawks, and Seattle seems ready to comply. The two problems for anybody dreaming of a pairing with CeeDee Lamb on the Dallas Cowboys, or for most any other team, really comes down to the double whammy price tag. Yes, those two receivers together in Dallas would immediately be one of the most lethal receiver duos in the NFL. But initially, after hearing what Seattle and Metcalf are expecting in return from his trade, the Cowboys had reason to quit dreaming. Reports initially said the Seahawks are seeking a first-round and third-round draft pick in exchange for Metcalf. Then DK expects a new contract offer valued at around $30 million a year. That second number might be exorbitant, but that first number definitely is. But now a change. Updates now suggest that Seattle has lowered its asking price to just a second-round pick, a much more palatable ask for Dallas or any of the other teams that are calling the Seahawks. There are presently 6 other receivers, including Lamb, who make north of $30 million a year in the NFL. The rest of that list: Minnesota's Justin Jefferson, Philadelphia's A.J. Brown, Detroit's Amon-Ra St. Brown, Miami's Tyreek Hill, and San Francisco's Brandon Ayuk. Does Metcalf deserves to be in that upper echelon? Maybe, but Cowboys COO Stephen Jones has talked cautiously about paying twice in a new contract and a costly trade. So while we don't see Metcalf in Dallas, the Cowboys might chase another Seattle name in just-cut Tyler Lockett, who, like DK, is a protege of former Hawks offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer. Now the Cowboys head coach, we are seeing Seattle's asking price move in a way that makes a trade of some sort seem much more likely. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest America's team news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news, but that first number definitely is. But now a change. Updates now suggest that Seattle has lowered its asking price to just a second-round pick, a much more palatable ask for Dallas or any of the other teams that are calling the Seahawks. There are presently 6 other receivers, including Lamb, who make north of $30 million a year in the NFL. The rest of that list: Minnesota's Justin Jefferson, Philadelphia's A.J. Brown, Detroit's Amon-Ra St. Brown, Miami's Tyreek Hill, and San Francisco's Brandon Ayuk. Does Metcalf deserves to be in that upper echelon? Maybe, but Cowboys COO Stephen Jones has talked cautiously about paying twice in a new contract and a costly trade. So while we don't see Metcalf in Dallas, the Cowboys might chase another Seattle name in just-cut Tyler Lockett, who, like DK, is a protege of former Hawks offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer. Now the Cowboys head coach, we are seeing Seattle's asking price move in a way that makes a trade of some sort seem much more likely. The Dallas Cowboys have been trying to return to the Super Bowl since their last appearance in 1996, a victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Unfortunately, not only have they not reached a Super Bowl since then, they also have not managed to advance past the divisional round of the playoffs either. If they hope to do so in 2025, they have several roster decisions to make before the roster can begin to take shape. We might be tired of the "we like our guys" mantra, but would you be surprised if I told you there are a handful of internal free agents that Cowboys fans should want back? Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram tweeted out a list of Cowboys players whose contracts have expired, along with their projected contracts via Spotrac. ComDE, DeMarcus Lawrence 2-wire, 24 MDE, Chauncey Golston 3-wire, 22 MLB, Eric Kendricks 1-wire, 6 8 MRB, Rico Dowdle 1-wire, 6 2 MWR, Brandon Cooks 1-wire, 5 2 MQB, Cooper Rush 1-wire, 5 MDE, Carl Lawson 2-wire, 7 5 MCB, Jordan Lewis 2-wire, 4 5 MQB, Trey Lance 1-wire, 2 1 MDT, Limbo. Joseph 1-wire. 2M Nick also added his quick opinion on Spotrac's projections. Think of these as more of a benchmark, not as an actual price. Kendricks came in way below his market value last season. I'd expect Lewis to come in higher, Cooks to come in lower, etc. For absolutely no reason at all, besides for the purposes of this article, I have limited myself to only choosing 3 players from this list for the Cowboys to resign. Honorable mention here are 3 players who just missed the cut. DeMarcus Lawrence. As much as I'd want DeMarcus Lawrence back, I wrote an article saying he was a priority resigning. It's probably time for the Cowboys to move on from the veteran. Zach Martin's retirement reminded me that he and Lawrence are from the same draft. Lawrence has been the Cowboys' best run defender, but if his leaving means a younger player gets his shot to shine, it's time to see 90 go. LB Eric Kendricks. The question. Mark above, LB DeMarvion Overshone's return in 2025 almost had me leave LB Eric Kendricks on this list to return. However, Kendricks came in at a discount last season because of his relationship with DC Mike Zimmer. Zimmer is gone, along with most of the rest of the defensive staff. For $6-8 million, there are other veteran linebackers on the market to come. In and guide younger players. WR Brandon Cooks is another player who should be brought back simply based on the fact that the Cowboys don't have players available at the position right now. At least Cooks knows the offense and can contribute immediately, assuming they know how to use him. Cooks was recently quoted saying he'd love to be back in Dallas, but only if they use him properly. It doesn't sound to me like he will be returning. Chauncey Golston, projected market value 3YR 22M7, 3M AAV Chauncey Golston, a 2021 third round pick from Iowa, has been an increasingly reliable presence along the Cowboys' defensive line. During his rookie contract, Golston demonstrated versatility in the front seven, playing both defensive tackle and defensive end in various schemes. As the Cowboys look to build a dominant defense, retaining Golston should be a priority based on his projected market value. According to SpotRack's projections, Golston's market value for 2025 sits at a modest but reasonable $3 million per season, making him an affordable option for the Cowboys. This contract is well within the budget for a team looking to keep its defensive core intact while managing salary cap space. Golston's ability to contribute both in pass rush career-high 5 sacks in 2024 and run defense career-high 8 TFL in 2024, combined with his low projected salary, makes him excellent value for Dallas. His age 27 years old in 2025 also suggests that he still has room to grow into a more impactful player, giving the Cowboys a solid return on their investment. CB Jordan Lewis projected market value 2YR 4 5M2 25 men's AAV Jordan. Lewis has been a key contributor in the Cowboys secondary for several reasons. Known for his quickness and savvy play in the slot, Lewis has proven to be a dependable cornerback in one of the league's most challenging positions. As the Cowboys defense enters a new defensive scheme yet again under DC Matt Eberflus, retaining a player like Lewis who brings both experience and reliability to the field should be a priority. SpotRack's market value projections place Lewis Eber's contract at around $25 per season. I don't think Lewis will be that cheap to retain, but he might agree to a team-friendly deal. Lewis is cornerback who can effectively cover the slot and provide leadership to a young room of defensive backs. D. Carl Lawson projected market value 2IR 7 5M 375 MEM. AAV Carl Lawson was a pleasant surprise for the Cowboys in 2024. Signed as a dart throw to help fill spots left vacant by injured players, Lawson stepped in and stepped up for the Cowboys' defense. He recorded 5 sacks and 15 QB hits in 15 games played. It was pass rush production that we didn't expect to get, but we welcomed it with open arms. The Cowboys, who have struggled at times to generate a consistent pass rush opposite edge Micah. Parsons would be wise to bring Lawson back, especially at his current market value. If you told me a player would come in and record 5 sacks and 15 QB hits and only cost the team 75 meters per season, what are they waiting for? And now, America's team fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for your team. I'll be back any moment with more America's team news. How about them Cowboys?